Good day, fellas. I hope you're ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with a Centurion, one since we haven't played with this vehicle in a very long time. Meanwhile, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you can check out index page for tank ratings, community ratings, equipment setups of many other content creators, including me. You can even check out the tank stats. Soon we are going to add equipment setup as well and crew setup, so the stats will be interactive as well. And one more very important thing, whenever you are making a decision to grind one or another line, you can always see how the things are looking like this way, and which tank may be the hardest from the line. In this type of situation, it's Centurion 1. Also, a lot of people are not aware that we have the community ratings page, so you can rate the tanks yourself by logging in via our gaming API. And one more thing, map selector. You can select the map you are interested in, for example Halluf, and you can see every and each game which I had on Halluf, so hopefully that can help you to improve in the game. I am just highlighting this because not many people know that, and obviously 3D models and so on, so hopefully you will get some use of this. Meanwhile, steps standard battle tier 8 matchmaking with a Centurion 1. Now, in my humble opinion, Centurion 1 isn't a great tank in the world of tanks, okay? It's just simply not great. 230 alpha damage, 226 millimeters of penetration, and if you load the gold, your penetration can go up to 258, let's call it 260 flat. It's far away from being ideal where the platform goes, because if you are exposing your hull, you are going to get slapped like there is no tomorrow, and overall the tank is just simply weak. It has a bad combination of the things, to say the least, right? Nevertheless, even though we are playing with a weak tank, we will try to do our best in order to perform well and in order to slap the living crap out of the enemy forces playing in this position here, right? That's what we want to do. And I have a bad feeling about this, that our CS53 will take one for the team from this cover 4, which is unfortunate. And once again, unfortunately, gun doesn't treat us that well, but once again, it is okay. We are aware of that. We can see that enemies are making quite a bit of pressure this way, and we are already mentally preparing for a base defense situation here, right? Everything can still be very good. All we need to do, we need to take this hold down position here, and we should be all right. That's all we need to do for a full happiness, right? I know it sounds weird, fellas, but the tier 9 Centurion is relatively similar tank, but it is just significantly better than this vehicle just because of the alpha damage. What I would say is missing the most for this tank, I would say alpha damage is the problem. Whenever you have only 230 alpha, it feels like you would be throwing darts to the enemies, so that is definitely extremely complicated and not so fun, right? Plus on top of that, I find myself spamming quite a bit of gold in this situation, or overall whenever I am playing with this tank, and it is not ideal unless you can afford it. In my case, I can afford shooting gold ammunition without bigger problems whatsoever, so we are sitting okay. Obviously, our mission where this game goes, I really want to stay hold down to the best of my abilities, and all I want to do, I want to punish enemies every single time whenever they are going to make a bit of pressure for us, right? That's simple, that's easy, and this is exactly what we are looking for. Meanwhile, I am aware of this defender flanking us, but to be completely honest with you, I do not really care. My goal in this type of situation is just to say hello for the tanks like T-34-3, and obviously to get involved to the best of our ability, right? This is the goal. And I want to make a smart trades, but obviously whenever you have a low alpha damage, the trades can be, how to say this, let's say complicated. Meanwhile, unfortunately, I hit my ally gun, which is a bit sad story, but let it be. We are eliminating the Tiger 2 and this side is done. I am struggling to play with this tank, and sure, even tanks like this can have a great game, undoubtedly. It doesn't really matter what kind of tank you are playing with. You can be playing with the worst tank in the world of tanks, and some games are going to be amazing and some games are going to be epic for even the worst tank in the game, right? But truth to be told, in my opinion, this is going to be the hardest part of the Centurion line. And whenever you are looking at this, I mean, the tier 9 Centurion is looking kind of similar, but not really. The biggest difference between this vehicle and the tier 9 Centurion has alpha damage, right? You do not need to shoot the gold unless you want to do more alpha damage against the enemies that has very little to none armor. And this is where the tank is going to be shining, right? I am talking about the Centurion tier 9. Meanwhile, tier 8 is just simply a stinker in my opinion. And obviously feel free to share your opinion. What do you think about it? Maybe I'm a bit too mean for this tank. Maybe I'm too rude for this tank. Maybe I'm spoiled mother trucker who is playing only meta tanks and nothing else. Leave your comment down below and feel free to share what do you think about this. Now, where the aggressive plays goes from this vehicle, in my humble opinion, to be aggressive with this tank, it is a difficult situation as well. I would not say that it is simple and it is easy. The main reason why am I saying so, once again, lack of armor can be pretty difficult part to work with, right? Lack of armor is definitely an annoying part, but that's okay. We are chilling and we are enjoying ourselves and we are trying to get as much use as we physically and possibly can. And so far we are gaming. I am feeling pretty well with how this game looks like, and we are just simply trying to punish enemies every single time whenever they are making a mistake. That's what we are trying to do. Good. So far so good, fellas. Our IS-3 is making a hardcore pressure just like so. So that's pretty good. And I would love to get involved in this type of situation and in this type of position, but so far it is how it is and we need to do what we need to do. This guy is eliminated. Excellent. Very, very good. And I have a feeling that this IS-3 will get slaughtered now. At least that's what I want to believe. We are trying to make a bit of pressure towards the Mr. Curry. And yes, I'm very, very well aware of this art trying to beat the living crap out of us. But so far, we are being pretty successful considering how the game can go and how everything is looking like, right? Okay. Let me see. What I would love to see, wow, this IS-3, beautiful, magnificent mother trucker. Would you look at this guy play? Wow, okay, impressive. Our IS-3 is making sure that enemies would regret their life choices. That's very good. Now I would not act surprised if I am getting spotted here, because Kari may play in this area, but to be fair with you, I'm not spotted. Okay, that's okay. How about making a bit of pressure like this? Kari just eliminated our IS-3. That's fair. Let's try to punish him. And let's see what we can do. Now, luckily for us, we have plenty of the support in this situation, right? Luckily for us, we have plenty of the support, or do we? Not really. I mean, we had Sue in the back, but that's okay. I made a mistake by being so aggressive as I was here, right? It changes absolutely nothing. Arta is hitting us or not. Nevertheless, that was nice. And IS-3 did very, very well. Well played, mate. I mean, That was absolutely glorious play from the IS-3. He's MVP of this game. I am just a peasant in this situation. What a play with IS-3. Let's see the score, shall we? What a beautiful game it was, fellas. Our team slapped the living crap out of the enemy team. At one point, I thought we are going to lose this game, but wow, it's not the case. Beautiful game. Look at this beauty. 3.9 thousand damage, 400 assisting damage, and our IS-3 did phenomenal job. I'm telling you, his contribution to this game was significantly bigger than mine, so kudos to this gentleman. That was very, very nice. Overall, in the end of this game, we made 7,000 credits, although we're supposed to lose some credits because I completed the mission, and from the mission I got 50,000 credits overall. Now, where this vehicle armor goes. Armor of this tank is very, very much complicated and far away from being ideal. If you would pay attention how it looks like on the flat ground, pretty much everyone can slap the living crap out of you into the hole. Now, that makes the tank pretty hard to play with, especially if you are not using the gun depression. And even if you are using the gun depression, fellas, you can clearly see you can get penetrated. You can definitely get penetrated into the turret, right? Even if you are using gun depression nevertheless, right? All you need to do, if you are playing against this tank, to aim to the right to the gun or to the left to the gun, and you can slap through the frontal mantlet without bigger problems whatsoever. I just really want to highlight it there that armor of Centurion isn't trustworthy, but it is more than enough to peek for a second, shoot, and go back, if you know what I mean. Aha! Round number 2, El Halluf, standard battle and tier 8 matchmaking again. To be fair with you, El Halluf is one of the better maps that we can get with a Centurion, and the main reason why so, because we can actually play hull down here. Also, I have a feeling that this month I will try to work on Centurion 100% of the Mark of Excellence, and same goes for the overall Centurion line, so this is going to be an interesting stuff. Where the stream goes, today our plan is to finish 3rd Mark of Excellence on IS-7 no gold. By the way, I can see lags for sure. Whenever you are seeing this twitching, it's either my internet or either it is World of Tanks. I'm not entirely sure about that, but most likely it is my internet. I apologize for that. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. Let's see. Let's see how we can do the things properly. Oh, everything is working fine. It doesn't look like we have any issues whatsoever at this point, and this is how I want it to be. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Yeah, I think I have a good mood to mark Centurion 1. I'm looking at it, you know, I am considering my life choices, and I think this would be quite an interesting content, considering I'm not alone who is lagging. Look at this. T-34-3 is saying lags. Okay, so I'm not alone who is lagging, so yeah, that's okay. Do you lag as well, fellas? Well, what can I say? Not ideal situation for sure. All we need to do, we need to be very, very, very passive in this situation. I am not planning to be aggressive by any shape or any form, considering that the game has a bit of the issues and a bit of the problems overall. And if I am not only one who is lagging, if folks in our team are screaming that there is lag, so that means it is a bigger issue, not only from my side, if you know what I mean. Meanwhile, how about if I would say hello for this Centurion, actually for this Emil or this SMV? I cannot really penetrate them, unfortunate. This isn't ideal, fellas. I can tell you that much. very hard to make any pressure in this type of situation. Extremely hard. Plus on top of that, SMV has a very strong heat ammunition, so that makes our life significantly more complicated. Okay, what is happening in my pigeon head? I am thinking about making a bit different angle here. I have a feeling that the situation or our team making a hardcore pressure like this, it's not the best thing for us, right? And it is not in our interest to follow enemy lemming train, or I supposed to say our team lemming train. That looks properly bad in this situation, right? 0 to 6, our team is just simply making as much pressure as they physically and possibly can, and as you can see that yourself, it is definitely not paying off. Which is kind of sad thing, but hey, what can you do? All we will try to do in this situation is we will try to get as many side shots as we physically and possibly can, and we are just trying to farm the enemies for free, right? That's all there is to say. Obviously, looking into the score, fellas, looking into the score, it is 2 to 10. And we cannot complain about this tank in this type of situation. I would say we can simply complain about the matchmaking and about the game. Enemy team was significantly more wise, and can I say significantly more intelligent? Maybe not really. Enemy team pretty much did significantly better job in this kind of situation. They made a decision not to make pressure. They were waiting until our team will expose their sides whenever enemies are making... whenever our team is making pressure, that's it. That's all there is to say. Which is quite unfortunate thing, but once again, not much what we can change about that, and we are going to be humble. All we need to do in this situation is we need to try to get some free shots to the Mr. Love or to the Mr. Suka Pershing, whatever that is. That's all there is to say, and that's all there is to do for us. Meanwhile, luckily for us, Mr. Scorpion missed the shot, but to be completely honest with you, we are dead meat in this situation. There is nothing to say and nothing to do. Wow. What a game that was. Okay. So games like this are happening as well. But to be fair with you, I don't really think that we could blame this tank in this situation, because this is purely matchmaking, you know, that's pretty unfortunate. In World of Tanks, patience is a very, very important factor of the game. And if it happened to be that you are playing with a team that has no patience, they're just pushing in front like headless pigeon, or as I love to call them, tourists, it is completely fine. You are going to take one for the team, and you are forgetting this, right? Once again, it is not end of the world, it is not end of the... World of Tanks or something, or of the game, you know, it's just only one battle. It is completely fine. All good. Let's see the score. In other words, fellas, sometimes best offense is defense. Sometimes playing defensively you can get significantly more use, and our team did not understood the meme, and our team did not understood to do that, which is okay, it happens for the best of us. Meanwhile, we have done 900 damage, which is absolutely disgusting, but not much what I can change about that. I did not penetrated most of my shots, which is sad, but that's World of Tanks, and we need to be humble, we need to accept it. Minus 50,000 credits. Just overall disgusting score all over the board. And the last but not least, we have a Siegfried Line encounter. Okay, this is pretty complicated stuff, and this is far away from being ideal, but that's what we have. So Tier 10 matchmaking is the biggest issue, so I believe it is no-brainer that we are trying to compensate for a lack of the alpha damage with a gold instantly, and we are going to go and play into the city. All I want to do, I want to take this corner over there, and I want to punish every and each gentleman who is trying to make pressure like this. I am very, very well aware of that. I am in humongous disadvantage in this game, but I believe it is going to go better than the previous battle. Previous game was pretty disgusting, but that's okay. That's World of Tanks, and not every game is going to be absolutely amazing. Not every game will be super duper hyper turbo good. So, what do we want to do? We are just simply chilling and enjoying ourselves. All we want to see enemies making some silly goose decision here. Now what we are aware of someone spotting us over there, so I assume someone is sitting somewhere in the bush in this area. It's quite a complicated stuff. I am checking it out again. Am I getting spotted? And yes. What that means I cannot play in the same position because it is just way too difficult and it is way too complicated. So we need to slow down and we just simply need to relocate. And once again, I'm aware of someone sitting around this area. I get it, but good luck catching that guy and pinpointing exact position where someone is sitting at. That's a problem. Meanwhile, STI made a decision to be super duper hyper turbo aggressive. Good for him. And he is slapping us right in the butt. Once again, not the most ideal situation for us, but it is how it is. Centurion for me is one of those tanks. Okay, hear me out. I really do not like to be useless in the game, right? I do not play World of Tanks to be a burden for the team or to get slapped for, let's say, no reason whatsoever. In my humble opinion, whenever you are playing with this tank and whenever you are being matched against any meta vehicles, you are to the certain extent a burden for your team, right? I know it sounds weird, but this is how I feel about this, and there is definitely plenty of significantly better tanks with which you can have just simply better performance and you can feel significantly more powerful, which is once again, this is why we are making a videos like this is why we are having a conversation, and this is why we are playing with various tanks. I like one thing about the World of Tanks, and it is variety, right? Variety is humongous, and for all sadomasochists out there, or for all folks that do enjoy playing with the tanks that are out of the meta or not the finest tank in the World of Tanks, you have a perfect choice for this, which is Centurion 1, right? And if my plans won't change in like 1 week or so, you are going to see best of Centurion 1, and you will see how this tank looks like whenever all stars are aligned and whenever the things are looking in your favor, right? This is the feeling which I have today. This is the feeling which I have today. Meanwhile, let's try to punish this with a tank destroyer. Unfortunately, I missed the shot, which is a bit unfortunate, but that is okay. Let's try to keep punishing the folks for being silly gooses, right? That's what we need for a full happiness. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Now, we have a gentleman who is making pressure like this. Now, think about this. Progetto and this vehicle is the same tier tank, which is quite crazy if you would ask me indeed. Oh wow, I am even spotted here. Do you want to say they have a light tank somewhere in this area or what? Nomad is making pressure. Progetto is making pressure. That's okay. Hear me out. Why do I want to sit in this position? I want them to get involved for us, right? I want this Progetto and I want this Nomad to think that they can eliminate the living crap out of this tank and they can just simply make me to regret my life choices. This is what I'm looking for and this is what I need. Beautiful 200 in the face, very, very nice. We have the, remember fellas, we have quite some folks in the back. We have the Trash 103, we have the Mr. Tortoise. So all I am hoping for, I am hoping that our guys would support us, but there is no support. Is this Trash 103 AFK or what is up with this gentleman? Is he AFK? He's not AFK, he's just not shooting. What do you want me to say? This video went significantly better than expected. You could see the game whenever the things are looking like excellent with a Centurion, and you could see a couple of games when I do not want to talk about this. When, let's say, the situation is far away from being ideal, but this is World of Tanks, and you need to get used for this, and you need to be in the right spot mentally. What I would recommend to do whenever you are playing this game, to focus on your own actions, not to focus on the folks that are playing with you in your team, right? Appreciate your local tourists. Keep this in mind that the coin has two sides. In one side, you can find the tourist enemies that you are farming, and another side, you can find the clueless teammates, which is fair enough, I guess. Meanwhile, 2000 damage, 200 assisting damage, far away from being ideal, but that's what we have. We finished everything fourth by experience and fourth by the damage, and we got 36,000 credits minus because I'm paying the full price for the natural cover, and I am paying the price for gold ammunition, obviously. Where the gold ammunition price goes 4.4 thousand credits for 230 alpha damage, that's pretty disgusting, but it is how it is. Overall, after today's session, it was disgusting, fellas. 2.3 thousand damage, 200 assisting damage. It is very, 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 very bad session overall. But this is World of Tanks. I believe you do not want me to show only cherry-picked games. You want to see how this game is looking like. And sometimes World of Tanks isn't ideal, right? All I can say about the Centurion tier 8, this is one of the tanks that I would recommend to skip with blueprints if it is possible, and I can promise you that Centurion 7/1 and Centurion action shit is going to be significantly better, and overall road towards this tank like Cromwell and Comment is better as well. But once again, Centurion is a stinker of the line, accept it and move on. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a great time, and I hope you enjoyed yourself, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.